Rousey, Carano. Let's do it.
What's up, everybody? So many shows, so many shows.com, so many mashups. This is Mike. This is Pete. This is, I don't even know what you want to call it. It's like breaking news slash promotion slash preview because, so Mike, first say hello and then we'll explain what we're doing here.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Nice to talk to you again.
All right. So here we go. Ronda Rousey, who retired from MMA or UFC, whatever you want to call it, a long time ago, there was an announcement that she was coming back. Not only is
Yeah.
she coming back, she is going to fight the great Gina Carano. Now, if you were a fan of UFC over the years, you obviously know who Ronda Rousey is. So I'm
Yes.
assuming, Mike, you know who Ronda Rousey is just based on her reputation because not only is
Yes.
she an MMA fighter, she's also an Olympian in judo. She's been a champion in WWE wrestling, and she also is a movie star.
Yeah.
She's been in a ton of movies. She's very popular. She has, had her ups and downs in her career, and there's a lot of speculation in her career. Now, what I don't know much about Gina Carano because I was a little bit younger and it was a little bit new and there wasn't as much exposure internet wise, but supposedly Gina Carano was Ronda Rousey before Ronda Rousey was Ronda Rousey.
Yes. That's what I remember too, or heard. Yep.
Yes. So in the beginning of UFC and MMA, when they used to do, all, and they actually allowed the woman to fight in these things, like officially on pay-per-view and everything. Supposedly, most events for MMA was Gina Carano. It was always like Gina Carano versus somebody, and there was a bunch of guys on the card. And Gina
Yep.
Carano was like the champion, or was the big draw, and she kicked everybody's ass, and that was this. So there was always talk about a super fight between Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano, but they always say it wasn't fair because Ronda Rousey was like actively fighting and on her thing, and Gina Carano had been on a layoff for like 8 years, and
Yeah.
it's hard to take a time off and come back. However, at some point over the course of the last, 10, 15 years, Ronda Rousey has retired from UFC and MMA.
Yep.
So now, say it's been 25 years since Carano's last fight. It's been like 15. These are just like estimated numbers, but they both had significant layoffs.
Yes.
Which, if you're in the UFC realm, yes, it does sell tickets, but it's not necessarily you might sell tickets for that fight based on the names. But what
Yep.
happens if they both gas out in the first round and it's a shitty fight? So I feel like UFC didn't want to touch that. On top of that, they're not paying the money that, say, Netflix is paying because what's happening here is this is going to be the first MMA fight, I believe, what they were saying, under the Jake Paul's MVP promotion. So MVP Promotions is Most Valuable Promotions, founded in August 2021 by Jake Paul and Nakasa Bidaran. I don't want to disrespect the guy by saying Bidarian. And it's a prominent combat sports promotion focused on a fighter first ethos. MVP has produced over 30 events featuring marquee names like Amanda Serino and Jake Paul himself, often in partnerships. Now, did you watch the last Jake Paul boxing match?
No, I didn't.
So he's been boxing and picking his boxers, but he fought like a legit ex-champion and he got like his jaw wired shut. Like he got
Oh.
rocked, got
Oh,
knocked
okay.
out.
I heard about that.
Yes.
Yes.
He got rocked, but he's been in this event. He's fought on Netflix. I've watched him fight on Netflix a couple times. Didn't he fight Tyson on Netflix? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was yeah.
That no, he danced around the ring with Tyson for a
Well, there
little.
was there was questions about that because when that whole thing finished and broke out and push came to shove, they kept saying that he had rules that Mike Tyson wasn't allowed to knock him out till after the sixth round. Like if Mike Tyson would have knocked him out in the second round, Mike Tyson would have got no money.
Oh, really?
There was a bunch of stuff. Like I said, again, don't quote me. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a reporter. This isn't breaking news. This is me and Mike just talking shit as if we were in your living room talking to you while we have a beer or whatever it is your poison is.
Yes.
Point is that this is just what I understand and remember. And people might, if you know the real story, feel free. So many shows, so many shows.com, so many mashups, and write in a YouTube comment, hey, idiot, no, this is what happened with Mike Tyson. This is what really happened. I happen to have paperwork to prove it. Don't just, you want to have a theory, have a theory. We'll talk about your theory. But that was what I understood was happening. And there was even question that the guy who he fought that broke his jaw, that he also had a contract not to hurt him and didn't give a shit, and that he was going to, he told him, like, I'll sue you if you don't pay, whatever the case was. So
No,
I just
okay.
know that supposedly whoever knocked out Jake Paul didn't get paid the full purse because they didn't go the full distance, something like that. There was
Ah,
a so it was something weird, where they want, and I get it. It's not because they don't want Jake Paul to get hurt. It's because they want the fight to go the distance so they can sell tickets for Netflix and their promotion and make
yeah.
it seem exciting. Because we all know, like, what's a football game when the score is 25-0 in the halftime and then it's 32 and then 40 at the third quarter with 7 minutes left? You don't want
Yes.
to watch that game no more.
Yeah, even ABC or like CBS or Fox will we'll go to another game if it's closer on another matchup.
So I get it. You don't want people being like, "Oh, I'm going to buy this Netflix event," and then you go watch it, and the guy gets knocked out in 3 seconds, the thing you waited for. So I understand all that. Netflix is making big moves. So yeah, MVP. The promotion recently signed 6 new fighters in January, so they're expanding, and they've only done boxing. This is their first realm into MMA. So now they're becoming MVP Promotions is now becoming a boxing slash MMA promotion, which is interesting because at what point do you then see like Randy Couture versus Chuck Liddell at the ages of 65 in there
Oh
just to get
wow.
paid?
Yeah.
Because but you know it's funny because you say, "Oh wow," and I'm thinking it's ridiculous, but wouldn't we both watch it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like, and then they were saying while we're on the breaking news part of it, I believe the rumor for the White House UFC card is actually going to be Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz again.
Oh really?
That's
Okay.
what I'm hearing. I'm not sure if it's a boxing match or MMA match, but that's what I'm hearing, which is exciting because we all love Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor is just a star in general, like a superstar.
Yeah.
But that's
Interesting.
that, and this is this. They have not announced anything else for this event except for this one thing that they're going. Now, keep in mind, people, everything is subject to change. Ronda Rousey can get sick, can back out. Gina Carano can tore her ACL and decide she's done. At any point in time, this can change from one person fighting one person to another person. So this is just breaking news. Oh my God, Ronda Rousey's back. People are gonna want to know about it. People love Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
I think she's awesome. I like her. I like her attitude. I like the fact that like, when she was in like wrestling, there was rumors, like I said again, rumors when I hear from podcasts and stuff that like she just wasn't gonna put up with that bullshit and allow them to like, work the system and screw people over. And she was like fighting for the people backstage. So it seems like Ronda Rousey's a real bitch. She also
Yeah.
became a mother recently, so good for her because I think that was important to her. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what kind of shape they're in, but I know if they were like Mike and Pete, you have 6 months to get ready for an MMA fight against each other. Now, I don't even know if I can beat you up or not like that, and I don't even care. All I know is after like 40 seconds of trying to, I would probably be gassed, and I consider
Yeah.
myself in good shape. So, however, we don't know how people are going to show up for these fights, and we don't. I mean, I'm hoping that everybody's training hard and in good shape and takes care of themselves. You don't want to see somebody get hurt or have
Yeah.
like long-term injuries or just not be able to, perform at a high level. But I mean, it is what it is. This is actually they're saying I was reading some stuff about this MVP promotions that Jake Paul is pretty successful with this. Which I mean, there has been a bunch of events. These Paul brothers are really good. They start off on like YouTube and like Logan Paul's like a big time wrestler, and he's not even a bad like you would think like a celebrity. He's only good at wrestling because his celebrity appeal. No, Logan Paul can fucking wrestle.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, yeah, it's Jake Paul and Logan Paul doing big things. Jake Paul running his own promotion. Say what you want about the guy. I mean, I've watched his Netflix shit, so I mean, I can't complain. I've watched like 3 or 4 of his fights already.
Oh, okay.
He's good at advertisement. He's good at sales. He's good at what he does. So good for these brothers. I mean, come his event has in their first MMA fight. It's a women's. It's Rousey. It's Carano. I'll be there. Cold beverage in hand, watching shit. But speaking of cold beverages in hand, so while we record this is a few hours after the end of the gold medal hockey game, U.S. men's versus Canada. While we're on the sports talk, and the U.S. beat Canada in overtime
No,
to
cool.
win the gold medal in hockey. So the men's and women's U.S. hockey teams beat Canada in the finals on both. So we own the world in hockey. Ha ha ha. However, I thought it was interesting that the New York governor, so we have a rule. I don't know if I thought this was a rule everywhere, but who knows? That on Sundays you cannot buy alcohol till after 12 o'clock legally.
Oh, really?
Yes. So apparently the governor of New York, she suspended that rule for today and started alcohol sales at 6 a.m. at any and open bars early today
Okay.
in case you want to go there, watch the hockey game and have some beer and eggs.
Sure. Why not?
I've never had beer and eggs. It sounds like a terrible mix personally, but to
Yes,
each
I
his
agree.
own. I don't really like the taste of beer to begin with, so it doesn't really matter. I'm more of a
Yeah, I'm
pina
not a
colada
drinker
type of
either,
guy. Yeah.
so
Like you said, pina colada and eggs and bacon. I mean, now I might be a little more on board with some shit like that, or like freshly squeezed orange juice. But yes, yeah, and you know what?
mimosas.
Yeah, mimosas. Yeah, or even if you drop, a shot of vodka in the freshly squeezed orange juice, just to give it a little flavor.
Screwdriver.
Yeah, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I don't know about having a beer at 6 a.m. on a Sunday, but who knows? Maybe you just didn't stop drinking Saturday night. So good for you if you did that. If that's the case and you did that, you watched a great game, you enjoyed yourself, you had a great moment. Predictions real quick on who's going to win this fight.
Oh man, had a feeling you were going to ask. Just because Ronda Rousey hasn't been out of it as long as Carano has, I kind of give the edge to her because I think she's got the youthfulness to her as well.
Yeah, she's a little younger, which will allow her. Like I said, I feel like if Carano's going to win this, she has to like end it early,
Yeah.
which isn't so ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if you remember Ronda Rousey's peak, but she had all those battles with Misha Tate, and it was sad because Misha Tate was one good fighter, one attractive fighter, and one badass,
Yeah.
and
I,
she
I
beat
think I watched
everybody.
I think I
Yeah.
watched their last bout.
Well, yeah, she beat everybody they lined up in front of her, but she could never beat Ronda Rousey. You know,
Hmm.
it's one of those things where just you'll never be able to do certain things if there's just always somebody who just has it. I don't know if Ronda Rousey just sees the kink in her armor and just uses it, or whatever the case may be. Because Misha Tate is a high level fighter, was a high level fighter,
Yes.
and Ronda Rousey was. They were both high level fighters, so it shouldn't have been Ronda Rousey winning. And there was even a fight. I don't know if it was the last one, but I remember where Misha Tate came out and she had her. She had her down. She had her bloody. She had to put a submission on, and Ronda Rousey outlasted her and took it. So
Oh wow.
I think Rousey wins also. They will announce a full card. If any of the card is any big names, we will go with another preview because we do have till May. I believe they announced May 16th was this event.
Oh, okay.
Also, we're discussing me and Mike going live on YouTube while this event is live. So, say for example, this event starts at 8 o'clock and there's three fights and it goes on until 11:30. Me and Mike might actually stay on YouTube for 3.5 hours watching all the fights and do more of a reaction and talking about things as we go. We won't be able to show you the fight because that's Netflix's thing, but we can do a
Yes.
reaction and a reaction piece and talk about it as we go. And testing new waters, possible first ever live mashup. We're considering it. Don't quote us on it because we might have restrictions, or Jay might be like, "I don't think it's a good idea, man. I'm Jay and I run SMS." So Jay. But we always have to get Tracy to pull some strings. Tracy's cool like that. Shout out to Tracy. Shout out to Jay too. Jay's pretty cool. He's the
Yeah.
man. Go say what's up to Jay on any one of his social media handles because Jay's awesome. I'm not gonna tell you what they are. You gotta go find them. The research people. But I think we're going to end it on that. Yeah, we're going to do more stuff. Football season's over, so I'm sad. But here we go. We got some MMA, got some Jake Paul MVP productions going on, and congrats Team USA. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know when this. I don't know when this matchup's going to get posted, but you'll know when we did it because
Yes.
I just announced it. So so many shows, so many shows.com, so many mashups. Mike and Pete. This is our MVP Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano preview.
Yes.
Have a good one.
Talk to you in the next one, everybody. Have a great week.